It's the LGN Season 3 Hungarian Grand Prix as it's lights out. And away we go. Evan, the Red Bull driver, is leading this race, followed by Dom. Jack's in P3. Evan moves over to the right-hand side to cover Dom. Jack follows. All the cars come down to turn 1. Dom goes on the outside of the Red Bull driver of Evan. Harry Sanchez is up into P4. Levi's going up places as well as Dom swoops down the inside of the Red Bull driver. Can he get the lead? He can get the lead of the race. Dom leads the McLaren driver. Evan might fight back, but he can't. And Dom leads the drivers down towards Sector 2. Levi's up into P5. Lunga's up into P6. Lunga has Sizzling H and Active Buffalo gaining on him. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Dom still leads this race. Harry Sanchez gets his car ahead of Jack, the Alpine driver. Relic is up into P11, now into P10. Lunga has AJP and Levi ahead of him. There's about 6 cars battling for P3. Levi is ahead of AJP. Lunga's going to try and get the overtake on Sizzling H. He's got Active Buffalo just behind him. And Ollie has retired from this race in P17. Ollie is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Dom sets the fastest lap of the race. Relic is in P10, has his arch rival, Active Buffalo, just ahead of him in P9. And he's got Totally JD just behind him. You can see Lungner is ahead of them. So the yellow flag in Sector 3 continues, and Totally JD has made contact with the Haas driver of Relic, and that's going to send him off course. And Relic goes down the order into P15 as Blazer gets his car ahead. Relic won't be happy about that. Sirius finds himself in P10. He currently sits P16 in the Drivers' Championship, and he's 1 point behind Jack. Jack's in P6. He's got AJP just ahead of him. So they come around this corner, and Sizzling H is going to go off the track and spin slightly in Sector 2. Sizzling H now falls down the order. Levi sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:19.6 as DRS is enabled. Evan and Dom still fighting for first. Evan just behind the McLaren driver. Can he find a way around the McLaren driver of Dom? Dom still leads. He's leading Evan down into Sector 2. Harry Sanchez, Evan's teammate, isn't too far away in the distance. He's currently in P3. Dom still leads from Evan. Harry Sanchez is just in the distance. Both Red Bull drivers find themselves in second and third. Levi's up into P4 after his great start here in this race. Dom leads Evan down the straight. Levi gets the fastest lap of the race at 1:19.4. Evan now going neck and neck, and that's Levi getting the move on Harry Sanchez, going up into P3. But Harry Sanchez is going to force the Alpine driver of Levi off track. Levi gets the position back. Harry Sanchez handing back the position, but he's not going to hand it back for long as Levi has to defend the inside line. Gets back into P3. Harry Sanchez is forced a long way around. Dom and Evan are still fighting him for first and second, and now there's a fight for third and fourth. Sirius going toe-to-toe with the Williams driver of Tony JD. Tony JD gets the move done on the Aston Martin driver. Active Buffalo lead from Lungner, LJ, Tony JD, then Sirius, and then Blazer. Lungner is still under pressure from the AlphaTauri driver of LJ. Lungner currently in P8, LJ in P9. Active Buffalo and Lungner going into the pits. LJ, Tony JD, Sirius and Blazer all stay out. As Active Buffalo's going slow to the pits, Lungner almost goes into the back of the Ferrari driver, and Lungner is going to get the overtake. 4 cars battling away. LJ leads from Tony JD and Sirius, as well as Blazer in the background. The AlphaTauri driver leading both Williams driver and the Aston Martin driver. Now this is a sight we've seen before. Both Alfa Romeos are going side by side. Sizzling H getting the move on his teammate Gerald Crisp. Gerald Crisp isn't going to give up his position though. And JC's now in the fight, the Ferrari driver. These 3 cars battling for P13. Both Alfa Romeos under pressure now from JC. There has been an incident on track involving Relic and JC. Both drivers are out, so the safety car has been deployed. Lungner and Active Buffalo are staying out, but there's a safety car here on lap 6. The safety car is staying out for one more lap. It's Dom that leads from Levi, and then Evan. Dom is slowing all the drivers down here on lap 8. There's only 10 laps to go. Most of the drivers are on the medium compound of tyre. Levi follows Dom. It's going to almost go side by side. Evan's still in for the mix for the win this race, and Jack's in P4, as well as Harry Sanchez, as Dom gets us back underway here on lap 9. Dom leads this race. There's a midfield battle between the Aston Martin driver of Sirius and AJP, as well as the Williams drivers. All the drivers get round turn 1 okay. So we go on board with the Williams driver and the AlphaTauri driver of LJ. LJ thinking about setting it down the inside of Tony JD, who's up into P6. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. It's the Williams driver of Blazer. That's Sirius in P9. Back into the points. Lgn just behind him. Sizzling H now, trying to make a move on Active Buffalo, the Ferrari driver here on lap 9. So they come round towards sector 3. Active Buffalo's under pressure. He has some defending to do. Sizzling H on the inside, pitting his car ahead of Active Buffalo up into P10. And Tony Jr. goes straight to the back of the Ferrari driver, and he's going to lose his front wing. Lgn is in P9, just behind Sirius, who's in P8. Race control have enabled DRS as Evan gets the fastest lap at 1:19.2. Dom still leads this race here on lap 11. Levi's in second, followed by Evan and then Jack. 4 cars battling for P1. Levi is 0.4 seconds behind Dom in first. He'll be looking to get back to winning ways this race. That's the distance between Levi and Dom. Dom's going to take the inside line. Levi goes round the outside. Can he get the move done on Dom to take the lead of this race? Dom defending off Levi here on lap 12. It's close. The McLaren driver still leads the Alpine driver. Evan in P3 just in the distance. But Dom managing to defend off Levi for now. Dom still managing to hold off Levi. Evan's gaining though in the distance. That's the distance between the two drivers. As Harry Sanchez goes off the curb, and that's going to see AJP go up into P5. Harry Sanchez has had a spin in sector 2, and now LJ and Sirius are going to go up positions in the midfield, as well as Lgn. The incident with Harry Sanchez has caused the safety car, and we're on lap 14. Dom still leads, and the safety car is in this lap. It's Dom that leads, followed by Levi, Evan in P3, Jack in P4, LJ in 5th, Sirius in 6th, then Lgn, then AJP down in 8th, Sizzling H in 9th, and Active Buffalo in 10th, with the Williams drivers in P11 and P12. There's only 4 laps to go, and it's Levi who's got the overtake on Dom as we get the race start, but he has to give the position back, and that's going to see Evan get past, as well as his teammate Jack. Levi goes from 1st to 4th, and now LJ is going to put him under pressure, setting one down the outside. Levi and LJ are going to get close, but Levi's just going to stay ahead. Now Jack might give the position back to Levi, and he does, but it's Dom that leads, and Evan's into second. Dom leads Evan, Levi, and then Jack, as well as LJ and AJP, who are getting close. The McLaren driver and the AlphaTauri driver are going to get close again, as AJP thinks about setting it down the inside of LJ. Luke is under pressure from Sizzling H in the distance, and AJP swiftly puts his car up into P5 on the fresh, soft compound of tyres. There's a yellow flag in the back in sector 2. Dom leads, followed by Evan, and then Levi, Jack, and AJP. All follow each other down the straight. Dom still leads this race. Evan's got slipstream, and he's going to try and go around the outside, just like Levi did a few laps ago. Levi is gaining on both drivers out front. AJP gets the move on Jack, and he's up into P4. Evan's on the back end of the McLaren driver of Dom. It's very close with only 2 laps to go. Levi is just behind the 2 drivers. They're slowing each other down, but it's Dom that leads still. AJP is up into P4. He's got Jack just behind him. AJP is on the soft compound of tyres. The 3 out front are on the medium compound of tyres, so it's advantage to AJP. Jack follows them, and Dom still leads, with Evan still on the trail of Dom. Levi's gaining on the Red Bull driver. It's very close. Evan sends it around the outside of Dom. This is for the lead of the race here on lap 17. Dom's going to defend off the Red Bull driver of Evan, or can he, as Evan sends it down the inside. Levi looking for the move on both of the drivers out front. AJP is also gaining on the soft compound of tyres. It's Evan who still leads this race. Dom's in second. AJP might think about making the move on Levi in the distance, and he does on the soft compound of tyres up into P3. McLaren sits second and third, but it's Evan who still leads this race. Dom, who was leading this race not too long ago, is now in third, but he's still ahead of Levi and Jack, both Alpine drivers, having a great race here today. This is the battle to finish at the points then. Blazer getting the move on Sirius and putting his car up into P10. Levi going the long way round on Dom. Dom has to defend for his podium position. He was leading today's race. He's now defending for his P3 position. He's a bit all over the place. Levi's having to get out of the way, and now Levi goes round the outside. Can Dom defend P3? Levi gets the move just about on Dom. And Jack's got oversteer, and Jack's crashed. Onto the grass he goes. The yellow flag, and that's LJ getting past. Back to Buffalo. Evan, who's gone without a win in the LGN League for 135 days, is about to change it. He crosses the line, and he wins the LGN Hungarian Grand Prix. AJP finishes in second, with Levi finishing in third and getting the fastest lap. Dom, after leading this race, finishes in P4, and LJ, after starting P17, finishes in 5th, with Lugner in 6th, Active Buffalo in 7th, Blazer in 8th, Sirius in 9th, and Sizzling H getting the final point, P10. For the first time this season, Evan wins an LGN F1 League race. The Red Bull driver who won last year's Season 2 Drivers' Championship still believes he can win this year's Drivers' Championship after winning today's race in Hungary. AJP, the McLaren driver, after pitting on the softs, finishes in second, and Levi, who fought through the midfield today, comes home in third. Here's how the Drivers' League standings look after today's race in Hungary. Levi still in first on 253 points. Evans in second. Dom's in third. Gerald Crisp is in fourth. AJP is in fifth. Ollie in sixth. Lugner up into 7th, Sizzling H in 8th, Harry Sanchez in 9th, LJ in 10th, Totally JD in 11th, Blazer in 12th, Pre in 13th, JC in 14th, Jack in 15th, Sirius in 16th, Active Buffalo in 17th, Relic in 18th, Agile in 19th, and Entire YOLO in 20th. And here are the Constructors' League standings. McLaren go into first on 285 points. Alpine drop down into second. Red Bull are in third. Alfa Romeo are in fourth. Mercedes in fifth. Williams in sixth. AlphaTauri in seventh. Aston Martin down into eighth. Ferrari in ninth. And Haas are in 10th. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next week in Belgium.